GBPJPY from the daily time frame. I'll be breaking it down to the 1 hour time frame. So how do we start analyzing? Identify our major support and our major resistance. So here's our major support, and here's our major. This is our major resistance, and here's our major support. So here we identify again what our sub support. We're gonna identify it here. Our sub support is this level, and our sub resistance is this level. So we're going to dive into the 4 hour time frame to identify the trend. So when we dive into the 4 hour time frame, as you can see, the levels that we've drawn on the bigger time frame are respected here. So here we are going to identify the trend. The market has been trending to the downside since our major resistance till our major support. Then they've been ranging within our sub support and our sub resistance. So now the price is fighting between the sub resistance and the sub support. So where can we definitely expect the market to go? We're diving, looking at the current market price, identifying the trend. The market moved from the major support to past the sub support, then it didn't arrive at the major resistance. It turned, then right now it's at the sub support. So what's the trend? It's been trending to the top side in this manner, like this, respecting. So it's been pushing to the top side, respecting this channel, as like this. Then it got here, then it impulsively showed to the downside. Then this is its corrective phase. So right now we see that it's at a corrective phase nearer a support. So what can you anticipate? We're gonna dive into the 1 hour time frame to check what consolidation phase is forming here, or what kind of corrective pattern is forming here, so that we can know the direction of the market. We're gonna dive into the 1 hour time frame. So diving into the 1 hour time frame, what we can identify is that the market has been respecting these trends here. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, catering for most touches. Another top side of things, we see it's been respecting here, 1, 2, 3. So as you can see, it's been correcting in this manner, impulsively shot to the downside, reached our sub support, then it's correcting. Remember, a consolidation or a correction is a preparation for a major takeoff. So where are we taking off to? So our anticipation is like this: impulse, corrective phase, then impulse, continuation to the side. So here we're having the same thing. So we can expect what? A shoot to the downside of things, like this, breakout, retest, then push again to the major support. So that's our overall anticipation. We anticipate that this pair will do what? Push to the downside, break this support, and come retest, then push to the downside, just like that. As you can see, impulse, correction, impulse. So our risk reward ratio will be like this. We're gonna enter after a retest right here. Let's see, risking like 300 points, 80 pips. How many pips profit? We're anticipating 140 pips. 140 pips. This is our overall anticipation. So this is GBPJPY. We're expecting selling opportunities due to the fact that this bigger channel, this bigger flag was broken, and it retested in a form of a correction here. As you can see, this level was respected at this point. Then after respect here, short to the downside. Now we expect it to break here, retest, then push again to the downside of things. GBPJPY anticipating selling opportunities. Thank you. And moving to our next pair, we have gold. Daily time frame, we identify our major support. Our major support is here, our major resistance, sub support, then our sub resistance is right here. So the price has been ranging between our sub support and our sub resistance. So what can we see here? We can see there's also a bigger possibility of a head and shoulder right here. You can see push to the downside, the shoulder formed, then a head was formed here, then we can have another shoulder formed here, then push it to the top side of things. So what we understand is we have a possibility of a bigger head and shoulder. So we can expect what from this area of buying sensitivity, we can expect what? Buying opportunities. So we're going to be looking at lower time frames. How can we identify this buying opportunity? 4 hour time frame, look into the current market price chart, then we look into the structure. So how can we go about How can we go about identify the trend? The trend has been like this. It's been pushing to the top side, respecting these levels. Even on the upper side of things, it's been pushing, respecting this. As you can see, just like this. Then it broke out impulsively, then corrected. Just busy correcting here. Impulse, correction, impulse. So right here, we at that point where we said it's a possibility of a shoulder. So what is the market doing here? The market is busy respecting. The market went here, then it rejected, went to the upper side, now it's back here, then it's busy rejecting here. So what can we expect? We expect the market to push from here and go to the upper side of things, but retest first this level, then push to the upper side of things. Or inversely, we can expect what? We can expect the market to do what? To break this level after a certain consolidation, break this level, retest, push again to the downside to our major support. So we're gonna be monitoring how the price ranges around these levels. Then we can get our entries. But overall, we're gonna go to the 1 hour time frame to see if we can get our market direction. So here we just be monitoring if the price breaks this level and retest it, we're gonna get our buying opportunities right here and push it to the top side like this. But if the price fails to break and consolidates to the downside, we're gonna wait for it to break to the downside of things. Then we're gonna have our selling opportunities right here. So these are possibilities of how gold can possibly move like this. This is what we're expecting. Like this. Thank you.